make a rune and spend some time with me. You'll need mini paper fasteners or metal brads, the rune printable from my Gumroad, an X-Acto knife, and a brush pen. I would suggest cutting out the pieces as a set, and then run your brush pen along the edge. You can drill a hole into them using your X-Acto knife. For the arms, I prefer to fold the legs of the brad into a V shape. Repeat, cutting out the lengths of the body now. Depending on how high up and how far apart you put the brads at this stage will decide how arched your rune is and also how long they are. This is a good way to decide a lot of its personality. But that's just my opinion. For this one, I went for a rather arched back. I thought it would fit nicely. Mid-range X's are provided in some versions of this print. Cutting out the neck now, we're going to move on to making our first sandwich. For this sandwich, I would consider the legs the bread. The arm, neck, and body will all share a single brad. Here you can see I'm deciding how I want it to rotate with my finger before I make a final decision. I would highly suggest to be wary here and to make sure that you do not put your hole too high that the arms do not hang down in a way that you want them to. Though I find putting the holes in the legs rather easy, you simply drill a hole in them at the top. So, if you could take a moment to repeat with me, it would be leg, neck, body, leg. One more time. Leg, neck, body, leg. All under one paper fastener. And here I'll be showing the process at a decent speed, just in case you get confused. I do have to say though, I'm rather glad you all appreciate my runes. They're something of my invention. An old friend I've used to blame for things I couldn't quite do. I'm severely dyslexic and was unable to keep up with notes in most scenarios. Instead of leaving these spaces blank, I would draw a rune, and claimed to myself that they had simply eaten it. The back leg is in reverse of the front leg. The tail is similar to the body, though I would suggest having more overlap of where the parts connect. This sandwich goes leg, body, tail, leg. Make sure to put the brads in the corner so the leg can extend fully. Now the head is where it gets rather tricky in my opinion, because now you have the eye hinge to handle. I would suggest messing with it first to see how the eye is sitting in the head, depending on how large you've cut it. It should be able to move back and forth without popping out too much, and it should swing from one spot in order to do this. This sandwich goes ear, head, eye, ear. With me again. Ear, head, eye, ear. Make sure this one is nice and tight, and make sure to keep the other ear on the outside of the eye. It helps it keep compressed to the head. Your rune should now be able to look back and forth, if all's gone well. This may take a few tries. All you need is a hole in the bottom of the head and the bottom of the neck as well. Not at the top, mind you, off to the side. Your rune needs to be able to look down. I'm very proud of you. After all of this hard work, you should have a little friend together. And I'm sure he looks fantastic. Pulling and pushing from different locations will give you different movements, and depending on how tight your brads are will decide how loose that movement is. I'm very glad you took the time to do this with me. Thank you. Please consider using thick paper for this.